Well, hey there, folks. It's been a while. Sorry about that. I've been pretty busy. As you can tell, I'm not at home, and I'm not anywhere you probably would want to be. I am still in East Tennessee doing some healthcare stuff with my father. We're actually in a facility at the moment working on recovery. So I have been unable to really put much of attention and time into this channel, and I apologize about that. I know that there's a lot of people that believe in this project, that believe in me and believe in what we're trying to do here, and I don't want to let you down, but I do want to be honest about the fact that of utmost importance is my family and my personal health, and my dad has been in a very bad situation for the last couple of months now. For those of you who are new here, welcome to Good Things for Good People, the little tiny YouTube channel with great big dreams of changing the world for good, one viewer at a time. Thanks for being here. But as far as what's going on in my world, what's going on in my life, my father fell in mid-December, broke 3 of his ribs, ended up with pneumonia and some other complications, went through a pretty crazy amount of health stuff, medical stuff. And unfortunately, because he's in his 80s and he basically hasn't been able to move under his own power for like 2 months, a little over, that's going to mean a lot of recovery time, a lot of rehab time. So, you know, step one is going to be see if we can ever get him to the point where he can get up out of bed by himself, see if we can get him walking. It's a long process. So that's why I've been unable to film anything, to be able to make anything as far as a video goes for this. And I do apologize about that. I know that there's a lot of you guys that are paying attention to this and that really want to see this thing succeed. But with the up and back, it's 6 hours, 6.5 hours each way, depending on traffic. This is my 7th or 8th trip in the last 2.5 months, 3 months. I just haven't had the extra time, plus of everything going on in my life and work and stuff. So anyway, that's what's been going on with me. I'm just taking a couple of minutes here in one of the little day rooms to be able to do a little bit of filming for you guys. But it's been an interesting experience seeing this side of things. I haven't been through any kind of real health scare of my own at all, really. I've been pretty fortunate. My personal health is pretty unnaturally outstanding. I don't really ever get sick at all. I haven't seen a doctor or been hospitalized or anything for 30 years. No, not 30 years, 20. What is today? It's 2024, so it's been more than 20 years, 25 years, something like that. It's been a long time. So I've been kind of outside of the healthcare industry for a long time. I haven't been able to see a lot of this. It's been very uplifting and positive to me to see people taking care of people. Now, yes, this is their profession, this is their job, but you can do your job and then you can do a really good job at your job. And these people down here have been absolutely fantastic. I don't want to give any specifics away as far as any of that kind of stuff, but the facility we're in, the people have been absolutely incredible. I could really not ask for much more than what they've done for him. You know, what's really crazy, and I'm sorry, this is going to be probably a little bit all over the map. I'm not going to have a real coherent message that I want to give you guys today, but the situation and the circumstances that ended up with us here are kind of crazy. This is not where we had intended to be. He had left his hospital, his main hospital that he's been going to whenever he has health issues, and got back to a rehab facility, and then ended up falling at night. And then there were some issues there with blood pressure and some concerns. And my response was, well, let's turn him back around and send him back to the hospital. We don't want to screw around with this. Get him back to the hospital. And somehow he ended up going to a different hospital. Whether that was a paperwork issue, whether that was a phone call problem, whether that was somebody just went the wrong way, I don't know how that worked out. But it ended up being, he ended up in a facility that did a much better job of taking care of him, that did a much more thorough investigation as to what was going on with him to be able to get him strong and healthy again. And I fully believe that if he were just to have turned back around and gone back to the hospital that he had just left the day before, we would not be on the recovery phase right now. We would be on a much worse situation. To be honest, he probably wouldn't still be here, to put it just bluntly for you. And that's just literally whatever you want to believe in, whether it was chance, circumstance, prayer, fate, magic, whatever you want to believe in, something happened to change the process. The plan was he would go back to the hospital he went to. It ended up not happening. He ended up coming to a different hospital that did a great job, and now he's ended up in a rehab facility that's done an incredible job. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm an only child. You probably don't know that about me, not that you really necessarily need to. I do have both my parents still, and I am an only child. So seeing my father struck low, he's a big dude, he's like 6'3", 280, was a tight end for a national championship football team. Seeing that guy struck low to the point where he can't lift his arms, he can't lift his legs, he can't move, he can't feed himself. You know, it's a rough time. It really, really is. And the people here have done a fantastic job of being able to help him move along the levels of recovery. And we still have a really long process ahead of us. And I don't honestly know what that's going to be just yet. But I am hopeful, more so than I have been in a while, that he's going to get the care he needs to be able to get back to a good quality of life. And that's what it's all about. I think anybody who's ever had somebody who's passed, this could be a tough conversation to have. Watching somebody slowly disappear from you or change who they are, whether that's through cancer or that's through some sort of like dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever it is, when you see the person that you knew and you loved that was strong and vibrant, you see them slowly diminishing in front of your eyes or disappearing or changing, no longer being the person that they were. It's really, really tough. It's tough on the person that's going through it. It's also tough on the caregivers, the people that are around them. It's tough. It is really, really tough. I was able to see that, unfortunately, through both of my grandmothers. And it's hard to hold on to that memory of who they really were when they were vibrant and they were full of life, when you see a long period of decline like that. But it's important to remember, like, you know, you want these people to have as much of a quality of life as possible, and that's where I'm really fighting with my dad. Is I gotta keep pushing him. I gotta keep pushing everybody around him to make him have a better quality of life, because I don't want him to have that phase where he's just unhappy and doesn't have a good quality of life. Yeah, he's still here, but I want him to enjoy and be able to have fun with the time that he's here, the time that we still have him. I want him to still be able to do lots of things and still have experiences while he's still here. Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. What's going on in your world? Let's keep this light, shall we? Again, it's like I said, it's been a long time since I posted. That's purely because of all this kind of stuff. It's hard for me to have the extra energy to get out there and to film this stuff and to be able to do homework on things that I want to do homework on and make real long, interesting, intensive videos. It's been tough. I did the 90-day thing where we, did daily videos for 90 days in a row, and the channel grew pretty well, pretty well. in retrospect, now that I've taken a lot of time off, I think I did a lot of disservice to the channel by growing it the way I grew it. I did a poll the other day, which, if you don't know about the polls in the community tab, if you look on here, if you click on the channel page here, at the top there's like shorts, videos, playlists. If you scroll over, there's a community tab you can click on, and that's just where I can put posts and polls and photos and that kind of stuff, other than long form video content and shorts. And you can see in there, and I can ask questions and we can go back and forth. But the vast majority of people that are on here are from Lucor. They're from what I do for a living, from the main Lucor page. They're not from anything that I did on this channel to be able to grow this channel. So consequently, I think this channel is heavily weighted with people that are automotive people, that are maybe following me from the other channel just because they're fans of that channel, or they want to be supportive of anything that it is I do, and I truly appreciate that. Whatever it is, but I didn't really end up growing the channel organically the way I should have, and it's, I think, harming the channel as far as growth goes. Now, that's also because I have not really put anything out lately, that the channel really hasn't grown at all. And that's how it is. If you don't put the effort in, you're not going to get the reward, right? That's how life is. YouTube's the same way. Very rarely can you make a video and just let it sit there and slow burn and see extensive growth. That's just not how this game works. It would be great if it did, but it's not how it works. But I think now that I have come to that realization, it has given me some ideas about what I want to do differently with this channel than what I just kind of have done the last few months with this channel. I think it has given me an opportunity to kind of refocus, and I have some ideas as far as what I want to do with this channel. I have asked in the past about where should I focus, what should we do as the primary goal of the channel, and I think I've come up with an idea that makes sense. I've still got to work it out in my head as far as how I want to do this, and that will be in a video that I will film for you tomorrow. But I think it makes sense. I think I'm going to, for the launch of this video, and for the most part, I have tried to kind of make this not attached to what it is that I do for a living. And I think maybe that's not a good idea. I think the proper way to do this is to kind of combine the two things into one, combine those two passions of automotive stuff and helping people into what I can do on this channel. Stop fighting and trying to avoid the automotive stuff. Because I've been consciously trying to avoid the automotive stuff. And just embrace the fact that I can have both those sides of my personality, and I can show them both on here. I'm not doing a disservice to the business page. And I think it makes sense. I think that's the way I'm going to go forward. So I've got a lot of things that I've been paying attention to. Unfortunately, when you're stuck in the hospital for 12 hours a day, when you're overlooking your father, it gives you time to think. It gives you a lot of time to read and reflect. And I think I have some ideas that are gonna make sense, and I think you guys are gonna be on board with it. I think it's gonna be fun. Now, I will warn you, I have no shame, and I have some ideas that I think are gonna be interesting, that are gonna be fun, that are gonna be funny, that are gonna be probably more than a little bit awkward for some of you people. So I will apologize right now about what you're about to see and what you're about to experience. But I think on this whole social media landscape side of things, I think it's going to make a lot of sense, and I think it's got a lot of opportunity for growth, and you're going to find out about that tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe later today. I don't know. I'm in a mood today. Maybe I'll film it today. Maybe I'll do two long-form videos today. I don't know. We'll see. That's probably too much. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry that this video is kind of all over the place. I know this is not really what you're here for. This is not really what this channel is about, but I wanted to let you guys know what's going on in my world, where I've been, what's going on with me, why the channel has not been active. I do really appreciate everybody that's helped grow this channel to where it is. We are still, halfway to getting this channel monetized. But all that really is going to take is going to be 1 or 2 videos to really kind of mildly take off, and we're going to get this thing monetized. And then we can start using the revenue off the channel to be able to do good things for good people. Now, I'm also possibly changing my mind a little bit about how that's going to work, but I'll talk to you about that in the next video. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. I'll see you tomorrow. I promise this is going to be interesting. And I, again, apologize already if this is going to make you feel awkward, because it's probably going to make some of you feel a little bit awkward. Fair warning.